I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
And I'm Ryan Dunigan.
There's actually something kind of fun. The other day we were at Ross buying some clothes or something like that. And there was 2 cashiers, I guess you could say, and there was one line. And this guy was all like, you guys might want to split the lines up. Corporate really doesn't like it when there's just one line. And I just kind of go up to him and going like,
I don't fucking work for corporate.
well, this one's like, what, is Mr. Ross going to come out and get all pissy about it? And you're just going to have this like laugh. And I was like, he's going to fucking beat the shit out of me the second you leave.
Just a man like in a top hat and monocle peeks around the corner.
I'm Mr. Ross. Oh, boy, make 2 lines there. 2 lines now.
He comes out in like a gold-plated like golf cart or something like that.
And the guy was trying to tell me, he's like, well, you know, it's some of the Rosses that they have kind of like the little segued lines. I'm like, what? So we're like cattle going to the slaughter? Is that what it fucking is?
This poor guy.
The slaughter of our paychecks.
This guy's just asking.
Like, please, Mr. Ross is a very mean guy. I mean, generous as fuck. I mean, sort of. Generous as fuck.
He lets me breathe.
He lets me breathe as he comes in my face. But still, you know, he likes to rape and beat us employees. That's part of the contract.
This poor fucker is just asking you guys make 2 lines, and you're like, "Oh yeah, Mr. Ross, fuck you." It's like, sir, I'm just, you know, I got children to feed, and they're like, "No, fuck you and fuck Mr. Ross."
The way I was looking at it was like what? We're not smart enough to be able to like have one line and decide that the person in front goes to either left or right when it's their turn.
No, I get it. I get it.
I felt slightly insulted. I'm not gonna let some guy in a tie and a beard tell me what to do.
And a name tag.
Fucking name tag. Fuck that guy. No, there's nothing wrong with that guy, but still. Stand up, boy. Stand up to Mr. Ross. And you call him by his first name. You call him Dick or Roger or Bill. Whatever the fuck it is. Like, or Nancy. I don't know what his name is.
What is Mr. Ross, I say? Mr. Ross.
Nancy Ross is my name. Nancy.
I'm just imagining him come out like maybe not a gold-plated golf cart, maybe gold-plated like Segway or something like that.
Like he's just got these like brass knuckles, or they're gold knuckles on it. It says Ross across it, so as he punches you, it leaves its imprint. It says Ross. Like you've just been branded.
He's marking his territory.
And if you get him really pissed off, then he takes an actual branding iron and gets you.
And the thing is, what if it's like, no, it's for your own safety. You don't do like, you're just the guy leading in front like, yeah, fuck you, fuck Mr. Ross, I don't give a shit. And also Mr. Ross comes out like,
Rolls Royce.
Bars come down at the door, you're all locked in there, you know?
Well, I see we have a conflict here. He just starts coming up as like his cane.
He can barely walk. But
he can barely walk, but
he
still commands a lot of order.
Yeah. He's one of the scariest people.
Mr. Ross. He probably has conflicts with Mr. Marshalls and Mr. like Coles.
Mr. Coles. Miss Macy's.
Yeah, Miss Macy's and Miss JCPenney.
That's another one. Mr. TJ Maxx. I don't know.
Mr. Outlet Store.
Outlet Store. In the clothing department of the Big Lot. Mr. Big Lot, I guess.
Yeah, Mr. Big Lots.
There literally is a Mr. Big Lot.
Mr. Big Lots would be a badass name.
I imagine him just being kind of like some burly, like Cockney guy with like rolled up sleeves. He has like one arm, he has a tattoo of some like pinup girl, another arm he has like a tattoo of an anchor or something like that.
He was once a sailor.
Yeah.
He's like, I was a sailor, but we never went on ship. We never went to battle either. Don't really remember a whole lot. Remember a lot of drinking and a lot of fucking.
Mr. Big
Guys, gals, don't really remember what, you know. It's just dick.
A lot of fighting.
Yeah, fighting, fucking, drinking. Not always in that order.
We vary it up every so often, you know.
Did you you listen to that Smodcast though that talked about that new movie?
The Dirties?
The Dirties?
Yeah, I did.
That actually looks pretty interesting. Did you watch the trailer?
I watched the trailer. I want to see that flick.
Did you see that? Like the guy, like literally, he's got that same red Bruce Lee T-shirt that you have.
Yeah,
with kind of your same haircut.
I got a little like nostalgic seeing that because I used to have this. If you see the trailer, the guy has this red Bruce Lee shirt, and it almost looks kind of like a picture of Che Guevara. And the way it's just kind of like
the way it's designed.
The way it's designed, it looks like just you kind of see you see his face just through the shadowing. And that used to be the coolest shirt. But then a small little rip happened on part of it. They got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So now it was one of my favorite shirts, and yeah, I saw that.
Because first I went to the website and I just was like looking, and that was like the first screenshot that came up of that movie. I was like, well, what the fuck? You got the Bruce Lee T-shirt on.
Yeah. I got a little sad watching that, primarily. Just not the fact the movie's about a school shooting, but the fact, like, I remember that shirt, you know?
I remember, like, it's one of those movies, like, if I didn't listen to it maybe on, like, Smodcast, like, the concept's like, it's a movie about bowling. Like, that sounds fucking gay. But then, like, as you listen to the guy talk about it, so I was like, oh, it's about a school shooting? Oh, that sounds a little bit cooler, at least. But it's just, like, mostly, like, this bowling thing is kind of like one of the ones, like, really? Especially, like, you just keep seeing it, like, on the news, on the backs of fucking nerds boxes. You know, like all kinds of these places. Just like, okay, bowling, I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's like that one person that's like, it's a fucking big deal, man! But it's like, so those ones like, just man up and get over it. And especially the cyberbullying. Like, where the fuck is the cyberbullying? I'm sorry, it's one of those ones like, turn your fucking computer off if it becomes a problem.
No, I see what you're saying. Well, when you think about it, I'm actually really glad Facebook and all that shit wasn't around when we were in high school, because... Well, when I was in high school, I had cyberbullying before it was even a thing. A group of fucking little cocksuckers went on and made a website dedicated to making fun of me.
Back in the day when you could just make a website, just easily, no money involved.
Yeah, they made a website, and and that was great. It got taken down within that week, but I literally got into a fucking fist fight over that.
So you're like the original cyberbully case.
I was original, I got into a fucking fist fight over that.
You're literally document 001.
And it was one of those fights, like, you know, it was just literally just like he pushed me, I pushed him back, I punched him in the face, and it was just like, fuck you, and just like left. And that's all it was. We were gonna then people made it, oh, Dunigan so lost his shit. He said, like, where's my fucking money? Start bashing the guy's fucking face in. It's like, no, it's just literally.
The next thing you know, the story just telephones around to it's like, he took out a baseball bat with barbed wire on it, and he was beating the fuck out of everybody. He ripped his shirt off and picked up a car.
Turned green and shit. Yeah, no. It was literally just kind of like punch in the face, fuck you, and leaving. You know, they mentioned the psycho. Why'd you do this? I got brought down. So I can understand how cyberbullying's a fuck. I mean, now it's kind of easy to look back on a lot of this shit and just kind of roll our eyes like, oh yeah, it was so dumb. But really, it is kind of, in that moment, it is kind of like, it can kind of shape you. So I see how... I think some people make it out to be a little bigger than what it is, but I can see how it's still a problem.
That's kind of how... Because it's one of those ones, like... I think that there's always a bit of bullying. I don't think there's that old fat... Like, maybe somewhere there's... I never saw it in all my life. I never saw it, like, the bullying you see, like, on movies and stuff. Mm-hmm. But there's, like, always that guy that waits around the corner of, like, the picket fence. And jumps out and beats somebody up every single day.
Never happened to either of us, but we had that guy at school. It was never aimed at us, but there was that guy.
You talking about Anthony?
Yeah, and I could think of some other people that, like, were there, like, in middle school.
Anthony's the closest thing I could think to somebody who was a bully, you know, because he would chase around our friend RJ, like, every day. I guess when you're looking at it from the sidelines, it doesn't feel like bullying.
It's just like watching a Looney Tunes cartoon. It was like
that's what it
Wile E.
like.
Coyote and Roadrunner.
An Asian kid running as you got a big, tall, like, scary, like, white guy who's like, looks like he's gonna be methed out, chasing you down.
No, because he had that kid's he had family that were, and that's the reason why he'd only get suspended for 2 days.
Because his family was the principal. Or not the principal, but
he had family up
call that guy?
School board. It wasn't so much principal, but it was like school board. It was higher up shit in that school, I guess.
Yeah, not the principal. The thing that kind of took over the principal, like when we were kids, it's like people get sent to the principal. Nowadays, you don't get sent to the principal. You get sent to
a little committee type deal.
No, not even the committee. What the fuck's the name?
Assistant principal. I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them.
It's like kind of like the school psychiatrist, but not a psychiatrist, I guess.
And he
it's not really even a real job.
Other people would go there, and they'd be they would probably get. After the fight I got into, I was suspended for 3 days. This dude would get into like. He would get into full-blown fist fights like every other day. Be like, "Oh, you're gone."
And then they'd be like, "Oh no!" Slap on the wrist and keep going.
Yeah. So for some reason the Cockney like yard duty, yeah.
Yeah,
but I remember that guy literally would go after people and just try and start shit with them for no reason. I remember there's some of that shit in middle school. Most of the people that taught. I was kind of not bullied. Might not be the right word, but I guess I was giving a lot of shit to people. There were not the kind of guys that kicked my ass, but more of just like the fucking little cowardly assholes that would just like spread rumors and that
I guess it's like in the sense there's degrees at level, and I guess when I think of a bully, I just think of like somebody who literally is like day in day out. This is his fucking work schedule. It's like at 3:35, I beat this kid up every day.
I'm gonna kick his jacks when he's playing marbles.
Yeah, and I guess that's what I picture. And then like when you see it's like, oh, so if some guy just walks by and says you're a cocksucker, I mean that's not bullying. That's just a douche.
I'll say this though. I mean, we'll get back to bullying in a second. I want to say this. You know, I was kind of because I was one of those kids who just took a lot of shit in high school and part of middle school. Well, mainly middle school and part of high school actually. But and I was kind of like, I had to kind of sharpen my wits. I had to kind of be ready. And so every day I got to school, I'm like, I might get into a fight today. I already have some insults loaded in the chamber, ready to go for this guy, that guy, or this guy, just ready to go. Now that it's gone, it's kind of like. Whatever, but if something happens, like, because I think everybody in high school probably got some shit at least once a day, most of the time.
Yeah, I think it's just like a common thing.
But it's weird, because going back to bad drivers, because I was sitting with that guy a couple podcasts ago, we almost got, that whole deal.
It was just douchebag driver week.
They wanted to try to get in a fight with me. When that happens...
Was that just like a flashback, like, whoa, deja vu?
Well, it was one of those things, it was kind of like... Back in high school, I was like, I'm fucking ready. But I was like, that guy flipped me off.
What? A heathen!
Yeah, or it's kind of like, like the other day
His mother didn't raise him properly.
The other day, like, somebody was like, I was driving up 108. Some guy was tailgating me for like a while. I'm in the slow lane, but the guy's just tailgating me, my ass. And then eventually he goes around and does one of those, like, shaking his head, giving you a shitty look, raises his hand.
What?
Yeah, what? Flips me off for going, the speed limit in the slow lane. And I'm just kind of like, right there, I don't even know him. But back in high school, like, fuck you too. Let's fucking go. Now
well, back in high school, you'd have 5 guys in your car. I was like, let's go kick that guy's ass. And be like, yeah, fuck that guy. Go get pizza afterwards. Fucking A right.
I wasn't like someone who looked for fighting, but it was one of those things. You were fucking ready for it. So
well, I guess this is when there's just more males in the car, it takes just one guy to say, dude, let's kick that guy's ass. And everybody in the car is like, dude, that sounds like a great idea. As long as we get pizza afterwards, everything is good.
Everyone's in their Letterman's jackets.
No, for us, it'd be like, it seems like everybody would be in like a black hoodie.
It would be like Cannibal Corpse, black hoodie.
Yeah. Some type of metal / rock and roll t-shirt.
Me and my Bruce Lee t-shirt at the time.
Yeah. And you're like, this Bruce Lee t-shirt makes me strong.
Maybe it was a Dragon Ball Z t-shirt.
You don't know. It had something of somebody throwing a fist out.
Maybe my hair will turn yellow if I get angry enough, So
there's still that part of you and you're like, it might just happen. I don't know. I could be a Saiyan for all I know.
Yeah. Well, plus, I guess it made sense because we were more, I guess, I don't like using this term, but we were more the geeky kids or the nerdy kids. Or at least the long-haireds, because you still got that. Even fucking 2000s, you still got that fucking long-haired faggot. You still got that shit.
Yeah, you would still get...
It was more, because we definitely were in the good old boys, because before I hung out with you and your crowd, I actually I was the new guy in town. I hung out with the good old boys. And
because you're like,
I was friends with a guy named David, and I was friends with a guy named Brandon. And even though they had some kind of good old boy tendencies to them, more Brandon than David, but... They had they were into some of the same shit. They liked Star Wars. David liked a little bit of anime.
Yeah, he liked Renaissance and stuff.
Yeah, so it was kind of like
not Renaissance. I mean like
and David
Camelot. Renaissance, Camelot,
swords and
old
dragons
shit.
And shit. And actually, now think about it, not that this matters to the audience, but David more hung out with them just because me and Brandon. But anyway. And for a while, I just hang out with a bunch of the good old boys. A few of them were cool.
Just the good old boys.
A few of them were cool and just kind of like mind their own shit. But a lot of them were just kind of like, yeah, like, Dunigan, why was you watching that anime shit? And just like, I just like it. Like,
if they don't play it on the CMT or the hunting channel, it ain't good.
Exactly. You got some of that. And on top of that...
If there's not a guy that fucks a deer every commercial break, you're watching the wrong shit.
Plus, it'd be one of those things kind of like I think one day someone came to school wearing a Spider-Man t-shirt, like an old retro looking Spider-Man t-shirt. Like, that fucking faggot's wearing a Spider-Man t-shirt. Can you believe that? We're in high school. We're grown up now. Why would y'all be wearing a Spider-Man t-shirt? Oh, shit. You guys want to go see X-Men 2 after school today? So, it's like, and they'll even talk about, like, oh, have you guys played an X-Men fighting game? But the Spider-Man t-shirt? What the fuck? fuck's wrong
That's
with
going
that
too
boy?"
fucking far.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know? It's just one of those things. It's this fucking, I don't know, it's definitely a mentality of this town, or just small towns in general, I guess.
I killed a quail outside. You want to go fuck it?
Well, fuck it, then we'll eat it to hide the evidence.
It ain't gay.
If you eat it afterwards. Like my grandpappy always said, it ain't gay if it's a quail, and if you destroy the
It
evidence.
could be a man quail, but it ain't gay if you eat it.
But yeah, no, the whole bullying thing, it was just one of those, you know, so it's kind of weird. You could have, like, your senses sharp and ready, but just after being out of high school for a few years, just kind of like, this guy flipped me. What do I do? What do I do?
Because when you're not in high school, you realize that most people in general, I'm going to say, become pretty nice. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, they could be preps. They could come from being nerds. They could come from being hillbillies or hicks or whatever you want to have it.
Yeah.
For some reason, once they're out there, like, there's just kind of like the animosity kind of dies down, and it's just kind of like, everybody seems kind of, in general, pretty nice. Doesn't mean you might want to hang out with them, but overall, they're pleasant for, like, small chat.
Plus, I want to say that the more macho you try to be, the more fucking gay it just looks. I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm just saying literally, that's how it looks a lot of the time. Because
Are you talking about like that band that opened up for Wednesday 13 we saw once?
We'll get back to that. But I was exactly what I was thinking of. I mean more of the point of like, for instance, like we're show man. Like, you know, okay, there's a point where I was friends with these guys to the point where they'd come over to my house every so often, and I was showing one friend like this very violent scene in actually it was Evangelion. The end of Evangelion, the movie. There's a scene where Asuka's in the red Evangelion suit, and she's fighting all these other angels, and they literally rip her apart and eat her. It's a very violent scene. Mm-hmm. And I was just showing this to one friend, and one of them's watching. It's just like, yeah, it's violent and all that. It still don't mean shit. I mean, it's why the fuck that's gay as shit. Why the fuck you guys watch that? Hey, speaking of which, guys, later today we're gonna go to the rodeo, and I'm gonna wrestle a pig in the mud. What? Yeah. What? Tell me, what sounds
gayer? Watching a chick get ripped up in
she's in a robot suit. The robot suit doesn't matter, but you get the point. What's gayer? Just like watching anime or reading comics or whatever, or literally wrestling a fucking farm animal into the mud.
A man pig too.
With a bunch of other guys like, you wrestle him in the mud.
Give me them chili fries. Oh god. Oh, look at that pig. Oh, give me some more of those chili fries. Give me a Budweiser too. I need to wash this down. Oh, look at him go. He's got him pinned down. He's got his legs up. What's he gonna do?
Exactly. Just tell me that at the end of the day, you know? If that's what you like,
because
that's
really,
fine.
like,
if that's what you like, fine. Just don't try to out macho someone by using that as a go-to.
Yeah, I don't know. That never seems to. There's something about the rodeo. I don't know what it is. It's hard for me to get into that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I don't know. Riding a horse is one thing, and Clint Eastwood makes it look cool. But for some reason, when it's there like a circus carnival gone wrong, I'm not sure.
I'm not talking about like all rodeo shit, because I have some friends that like rodeo stuff, and that's fine. I'm not talking about all rodeo shit. I'm just talking about don't try to like. It's when you try and bring other shit down by using the rodeo, especially when your main event is wrestling a pig in the mud.
Plus, a poor defenseless pig, though. Top it all off. That had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so. But you get the point. It's just one of those things. I'm just getting angry. I think I'm back in high school now.
Fucking faggots.
I forgot about a lot of this shit up until now. But yeah.
When you get older, because like generally, I guess what I'm saying is like, yeah, nobody's like generally a total douche to you on like a day-to-day routine. Mm-hmm. So whenever it comes up, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then you start going like, why? What is this? Three people like I got attitude from three people. Like, what the fuck?
Fucking Sonic shirt.
It must be what I'm wearing. I changed something in my outfit.
It's also, it happens more like when you're, I don't know what it is, because this day and age, you can accidentally walk in front of somebody and just like, oh man, I'm sorry. Oh, it's not a problem.
Dude, in high school, like, yo bro, you're gonna put up?
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't mean that. But now, today though, like almost another equivalent. You make, there's kind of like a little bit of like you go and someone comes in front of you in front of a car. There's a little bit of distance, maybe a little bit of distance, not like about to collide or nothing, but a little bit of confusion in the, like, you know, on the road in the car. Mm-hmm. both sides get, what the fuck? And, like, fingers. I hope you fucking die. Where before, if you're out of your car, just be like, oh, hey, man, I'm sorry. Oh, it's not a problem.
Well, when people are in their car, there's just this thing.
There is that thing that just happens.
I think it's one of two things happens. One,
I'm not talking
some people just are in this car so they feel empowered. Or two, then there's the other type of people that feel like, there is fucking rules and etiquette to this roadway, and people are not following them.
I mean, I'm not talking about, like, almost getting a head-on collision. I just mean, like, just faint, like, confusion, like, in a parking lot or something.
Yeah, where somebody pulls out kind of in front of you. It's like, oh, like that kind of like, oh, I didn't see you, kind of like, my bad. But people sometimes take it the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Fucking people.
There's a lot of fucking people like that. Yeah, so moving down to the city, it's like more of like that, but whatever.
I always feel in the city, you just gotta avoid driving. That's like the key thing of like the city of living. It's like, avoid the driving at all costs.
But back to the Machete, I don't want to lose track of this. Back to the because this is kind of funny.
You talking about like the Wednesday 13 story so we can go back so nobody's confused?
Yeah.
There was some band that opened up for like Wednesday 13, and it was really weird because it was in Fresno, and they just must have said like, we have 4 slots, whoever the fuck's available, put them together to open up for Wednesday 13. Because it does. Well, what kind of music plays? It doesn't. 4 slots, just fill it. Fucking. I don't care what you get, just fill 4 fucking slots up.
The first band was pretty good. They were kind of like a hypno, kind of surf rock type of band called psychedelic. Maybe not.
Yeah,
hypno.
more like late 60s
called
psychedelic.
I Do Not Exist. They had some Janis Joplin, some Zombies influence. They're probably, aside from Wednesday 13, probably the best band there. And then there was like a screamo band.
Yeah,
there?
just a regular 17-year-old screamo kind of metalcore band, I guess you could maybe say.
Then there was like we wish we were Black Label Society,
like biker band. They must have been around for a long time because they felt like they had just as big of a following there as the Wednesday 13 did.
Yeah. And then the last band of all bands to follow that up with.
Well, actually, didn't fill up. They came up before that. The biker band was the last one.
They were?
Wednesday 13.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So the band before it though was like, they reminded me of kind of like an 80s mod type band.
They looked like they had some Killers in them, like they liked the Killers a little bit.
Yeah, because they were wearing like tucked in shirts and ties, and their dad probably worked on Wall Street.
I can kind of see maybe of the progression up until then. I see, okay, 60s psychedelic
mod.
Screamo.
Okay, yeah, that
okay,
fits.
All right, I sort of get it.
80s mod.
Then 80s mod, then back to biker shit.
Go back to biker metal. Well, I just remember there was a guy that was playing bass, and he had his shirt kind of buttoned down as far as can go, like kind of hair sticking out, this little pompadour all curled up.
It was a little like Jerry curl that was bouncing.
Yeah, a little
down.
Jerry curl bouncing down. Or whatever, he had a gold necklace maybe.
He was generally a good-looking guy, but
he was a good-looking guy. He was just kind of looking around like, I'm so sexy, I play the bass, look at me.
He would do the lemon face. He pucker up his lips and squint his eyes and just be like bobbing his head. Remember what you turned
and I just lean over to Ryan and I go, this guy is either extremely Italian or extremely gay.
And not like Italian, like, yo, I'm from the burbs, man. I'm like more Italian, Italian, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah, even just like that Italian, like look at me, I'm so sexy. Yeah. I play the bass.
Boom, 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 boom. You get it, right? 80s mod, come on, opening for the Wednesday 13, eh?
I deliver pizzas on the weekends. My dad works on Wall Street.
I remember that. Yeah, that was kind of like everyone was just double taken. Like, are we allowed to clap? I mean,
we were like those two guys that snagged this fucking couch. Like, we're sitting here till the band that we came to see plays.
Yeah. I think because plus we were dressed like. I mean, I remember.
We were also like the first people there. We had the fucking weird tickets that we bought offline. The place that was there, we're like, we sold tickets online.
Which the club itself was actually pretty cool, but
yeah, they were cool, very nice.
But I remember being in there was actually kind of like we were kind of like the weird group because I looked really out of place. It looked kind of like as I was like wearing like it's more like
you had the flannel on.
I had flannel and a Captain America t-shirt. It's not as bad as there's that one time I think you were all flanneled out too though. I think we were the only people that just went there.
Yeah, there was one time when we both I think might have had a flannel. For some reason I thought I just had that Wednesday 13 shirt on. Mm-hmm. The one that I always get good compliments on because it's just like. It looks like a girl standing there with a chainsaw, but it's probably just Wednesday 13 standing there with a chainsaw, and it's all bloody and everything.
There's actually, I remember when we went to go, back when like Lake Tulloch was still around, and there was some big dance party in November. Wes hired you and me to go take pictures for it.
Yeah. Which talk about a time getting a lot of shit. That's the only reason I don't like being a photographer. Like at some things, though, is because people want to give shit to people if they have a camera.
Yeah, but even though it was your camera, they're giving me shit. I mean, unless there's someone else you bumped into, but like, well, we'll work into it. There's kind of a progression. First off, it's just kind of like a lot of dubstep and like boom, boom, all that shit. Not my music, not my thing, but whatever.
We're getting paid like $50 each or whatever.
Yeah, we were getting paid like $50, and so I was like, okay, whatever. And keep in mind, it's November. And inside, it's really hot, but outside, you're November on a lake.
Yeah, so you got the breeze going across the water.
So it's kind of like, and the way I was dressed was, I had like a dark flannel shirt, and then this thick brown coat, which looks nice, but not for that. I looked like a fucking 60s film student. And
with the Woody Allen jacket.
With the Woody, it's like I walked in there. It was kind of like, who the fuck let Mumford and Son in, you know? So, and
well, yeah, because it's the dubstep, so it's just like the last place that flannel should be allowed.
And I also had a camera to top it off, so I look kind of like, this is for my thesis project.
Ladies, could I get a picture of you kissing there?
I didn't have to ask; they just did it anyway.
They did anyway. There's that guy who was like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing?
There's two of us. He comes up to me.
He came to me too, but I watched him talk to you more than me.
Well, first off, let me clarify what this guy looks like. He looked like...
Okay, everybody at the concert, really quickly, is around the age of 20, give or take.
20 to like 28.
Yeah.
And pretty much this guy comes up, and this guy looks like, think Will Ferrell, add 20 pounds, give him a Santa Cruz t-shirt, and make him look like a pedophile.
Yeah.
That's what this guy looked like. And kind of slouched a lot. I'm not saying this to be mean. This is literally what he fucking looked like.
He smoked some meth from time to time.
And he literally walks up, he's just like, why are you taking pictures? Like, oh, this is for the website. There's two of us standing here. He's like, why are you taking pictures? It's for the website. It's for the website. He's just like, I don't want my picture taken. Like, all right, I'll avoid you if there's like, I don't need my picture taken. It is an invasion. He's pointing at me. It is an invasion of my privacy. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're on parole. I get you. You know, so you're not allowed to be within like 20 feet of like anybody under the age of probably 30. You know, so. And this guy was just like, I don't want. Okay, if there's a picture of you, I will remove it. I'm fucking serious. I will find you and I will sue you if you take my picture. I'm like, oh my fucking god.
I'm getting paid $50 for this.
I'm getting paid $50 for this. And then so later in the night,
this like hassle.
Then later in the night, I bump into. I'm taking a little break from taking pictures, and I'm talking to Wes. And his girlfriend's like, Dunigan, come dance with me. So I'm like, okay, you know. So I go up there. We start like. And this is just so awkward as fuck. And I remember what you told me. It's so awkward as fuck. I'm wearing this thick brown jacket.
I remember because I took photos of this for like evidence.
And I'm like, don't. Like, oh, I am.
I got nothing better to do.
I'm not good at dancing. So I'm like, okay. And like, I had this jacket and I could have just sat down, but it's a nice jacket. It was expensive and I did not want to just leave it alone. So I'm wearing it. So it just looks like the fucking whitest thing possible. A white guy in a flannel, then with a thick Woody Allen jacket, like dancing to dubstep. And then I'm like
dancing to music that originated in like Jamaica.
and then once we're done, like, okay, then we go. And then like, it's like, how'd that look? Extremely white was the words I believe you chose.
I probably did say that.
Yeah, so.
Oh, and somebody's bagging the drums.
Yep.
Is that your dad playing?
Yeah, I think so.
Is he getting back into the drums?
They probably just had a few drinks.
Is he getting back into the drums? No, he just had a few drinks.
Probably. I actually, at the time being, I actually moved back to my folks' house because right now, if you haven't been keeping up with the podcast, Spencer and I are planning. Spencer, Laura, and myself are planning to move to San Francisco. So, the time being, we're saving up a little bit. So, this seemed like that will go on for however long. I don't know.
I like that your dad's like, it's like, you know, most people be like, oh, Ryan, I hear that there's drums playing. It's like, well, we bought the kid, you know, a drum set and got to put up with it now. Now it's like, hey, Ryan, I hear there's drums playing. My dad had a few drinks. You got to put up with it, you know.
He probably did get
He's got a dream going on again.
No,
him and some guys, you know, from the Moose Club.
From the Moose Club.
They're going to start this band up.
Maybe he is just playing. I mean, we, I don't know, have company over, pulls out the old drum set to show off. He's a really good drummer. He was in a band. He actually, he was in a band back in back when he was younger. And
He opened up for Journey.
Opened for Journey, yeah.
That's pretty badass.
And met Ina Turner. Met her. Opened up for her. Yeah, so Ike and Ina Turner.
That's sweet. Anyway, so you told me lots of those stories.
Yeah.
A bunch of times.
He's a really good drummer, but yeah, so that's gonna go on for however long, I guess. But
yeah, until he gets bored, I guess. God knows how long that could be.
Almost hit my money goal. Almost there. But yeah.
You know what? We watched this really cool movie the other day. It's called Night of the Comet.
Okay.
Have you ever heard, seen?
No.
It's a movie from the 80s. And it's a zombie film, but it's actually literally one of the best zombie films I've ever seen.
Okay.
I know we got our drum beat in the background.
No one can see my dancing motions. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But this movie, the coolest part about the movie is like there's literally only like maybe 5 zombies in the entire movie. It just focuses more on the other aspects of it.
I'm sorry.
Is this too much for you to handle?
I'm sorry. The fucking drums.
I guess for me, it's like I've always heard drums in
in
my entire life, so it's just like, yeah, drums are in the background.
So the zombie movie, it's a really good zombie movie, and the zombie has a certain aspect. What?
The thing is like there's only like 5 zombies in the movie or something like that.
Uh-huh.
It more focuses on like the other aspects of a zombie film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the other people, evil scientist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just the concept of like you're in the city, but there's actually really like it's just totally empty more. Like only a few people are zombies. Because most people, when there was this comet that came around Earth, and everybody's like, "Oh, let's go stand outside and look at the comet." And anybody who was standing outside was just turned to dust.
Uh-huh.
Anybody who was like locked up inside was still alive, and anybody who was like partially like outside inside turned into zombies.
Oh, that sounds pretty awesome. And when will this movie come out?
It's like 87 or 88.
87, 88.
But I literally say like watching. I'd say top 5 best zombie movies, maybe even top 3 best ones.
Is there like a couple of like maybe I've seen a little bit of this. Do people just turn to red dust or something like that? Or?
Yeah.
And is there like is it like about a couple of like teenagers? And
yeah, it's like 2 teenage girls, like they're both sisters or whatever.
I've seen a little, and I maybe. I just remember a few images. Does it end with like some guy they thought was dead is alive and they're about to cross the street? Like, why are you doing at the crosswalk?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, I did not know that was a zombie movie. I just seen little parts of that movie.
No, that movie is really badass. It's just kind of like good dark comedy in it, but then it's just got like the story wise, it's better than 90% of zombie movies out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just do it kind of right.
Mm-hmm. There's the finishing right there. I'm wondering if that's gonna pop in. It's gonna hit the microphone. But,
it's hitting it. I can see it going up and down, up and down, up and down.
Alrighty. Well, anyway, but
I don't know if you can.
I'll have to check that out. What's it
escape
called? What's it called?
Night of the Comet.
Night of the Comet. I'll have to check that one out. I had no idea it was a zombie movie. I just thought, oh, meteorite killed.
I didn't actually know it was a zombie movie until I watched it too. It came up on my Netflix as like my recommended for me section, where I was like, this looks cool. I'll put it up on there. And then it finally came in. I was like, oh, this is fucking badass.
Oh, okay. Is it actually pretty? Is it pretty violent?
It's PG-13, but it doesn't feel like a PG-13 movie, I guess.
Are they like
it's not typical, super violent, but there is violence in it.
Are they your typical zombies, or are they more of like or are they more of just kind of like, I guess, I Am Legend or some shit?
No, they're more zombies. Like they feel more like George A. Romero zombies, sort of.
All right, so they are like rotting and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. I'll have to check this flick out. I had no idea it was a zombie movie. I just remember seeing a few parts of it. Like in segments. Like it was on TV and someone in the house was watching it.
And it's got like good twists. I mean, just like the story of it's really badass. It's everything about it's really cool. Good characters, good look.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can tell it's kind of a lower budget movie, but like it works out really well.
Yeah. I actually saw a little bit ago, got it on Redbox. I was just curious. I finally saw World War Z.
Oh, did you finally see that one?
Yeah.
That movie came out so fast.
It was kind of one of those things, like, I might as well just check it out. I didn't want to pay to see it in theaters, but I'll pay like $1.30 to see it.
Mm-hmm. Is that much Redbox runs now? $1.30?
Yeah.
It used to be 99 cents.
Yeah, $1.30. I think they realized, we got this shit cornered. Where else are they gonna go?
Yeah.
Not Blockbuster. So,
yeah.
I'll say it. It was all right. It was kind of one of those things like I saw very little. I mean, I went in there knowing expect very little from the book.
Yeah.
But that being said, even with that mindset, it was still just all right to me. I wasn't really all that.
I guess to me, when I saw it, it was like the trailer looked so god awful that like when I did see it though, it was better than I expected it to be.
I guess
not saying it was good, and that's like really good, but it was one of those like when I was done with the movie, I was like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
No, I get you.
I actually really thought it was gonna be really terrible.
Mm-hmm. I guess for me, it's one of those things kind of like I heard everybody talk so good about it, so I had a little bit of faith put into it, but then by the time I saw it, I'm like, it's all right, you know.
It's one of those ones, like, I think story-wise, it's fine. Disinclude the zombies, though. The zombies is the bad part of the movie. If you just... It sounds weird. You're going to see a zombie film, but if you could disinclude the zombies, just kind of bypass that...
Well, I guess it just felt kind of like, I mean, it's different. It doesn't go by any real particular formula so much. I guess the lack of certain zombie action in it, because the coolest part, I thought, was the end, when he's walking through the disease center. And
that part's the best part of the movie, though, because it feels more like a real zombie movie, right?
It feels like a real zombie movie. I'll say that when they actually do look like zombies. It's just more like when you got this tidal wave of people just running over shit and just kind of like, that's where I'm just like, whatever, I don't really care so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that like when I see that stuff, it's like, and it's like I know it's like, you know, it's kind of coming, but it's just like, oh, it just bothers me so much. But I do think the story wise of it was kind of good, and I do like how like they do the really smart thing for a disaster movie where they go like, you know what, his family, let's just get him out of the picture. Like it's not like his family's tagging along with him the entire way. I like how they just kind of go like, no, we'll just lock you up here on this aircraft carrier. Like,
yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it was horrible or anything. It just didn't really jump out at me. I mean, I like the part like the part when they're on the plane. And it's kind of like some of the subtle scares, like there's the shaking in the bathroom, and the way the zombie guy came out at the chick. I wasn't like a bah, but the way it was still like effective enough. Like some of that kind of stuff was cool, but it was just, you know, like I just be repeating myself. You know, I'm just a little disappointed because now a real World War Z movie isn't gonna come out for a while.
Yeah, because if one comes out, people go like, didn't this movie come out already?
Yeah, so I don't know. But shit gets rebooted so quickly this day.
Oh, but then again, yeah, we do live in that age where it's just like give it 5 to 10 years, and it could be.
I'll say this: this isn't so much complaining; it's just more of a realization. But I'm still looking. I can still talk Batman. I can still look forward to certain movies and all that. But I'm not really as excited for this type of shit as I once was. I come to realize. And even as with Ben Affleck as Batman, it's not like, oh, get rid of him. It's not even like the fact they chose him. It's the fact that it's all happening so quickly. I guess it feels like nothing is really. I don't want to.
There's not that like build up like there used to be.
Yeah, just like it's another Batman movie. I'll check it out. You know, and it's like one of those things like. If they fuck this one up, I'm not really too stressed out about it because we live in an age where it's gonna be back so quickly.
Yeah, it's like they can mess something up and then it's like you have to wait 10 more years or something like that.
Yeah, and it's just this weird kind of like Batman. For first, like Batman and Superman. Now it's just like Batman's gonna be okay. You know, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens, but you know,
this month right now is literally like almost like the month of Batman, almost, or at least the precursor to like even more Batman stuff. Though it just feels like. They're like, you like Batman? Well, guess what? Not only are you going to get the Blu-ray, you know, Dark Knight Returns, everything on one fucking movie, special edition, we're going to start releasing some other shit, too. We're going to give you 2 games on the same fucking day. 3 maybe. I don't know. The PSP version might be different than the DS version. I don't fucking know. I'm not the one making it.
I'm just advertising this shit. Yeah, fucking buy it anyway.
And then that, I mean, you're going to have to obviously pre-order. I mean, it comes out in November now, but you got to pre-order it anyways. You got... fucking Batman Volume 3. Are you not gonna fucking get that?
Come on, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. Why the fuck you not gonna buy it, you know?
I mean, might as well pick up Shazam, too. I mean, you gotta spend $25 on Amazon to get the free shipping.
Don, I know he's your cousin, but I really think we need to get a new guy in marketing. Because these advertisements are very on the offense.
You know what advertisements I like a lot?
What's that?
Is there somebody playing guitar now, too?
Yeah, Billy. There's a guy that plays at the restaurant every so often named Billy Manzik. Really talented guy. I'd like to have him on the podcast at some point. But yeah, I guess they're jamming down there.
Oh, okay. So now we just got background music, I guess.
Yeah.
But just like, yeah, Batman-wise, though, there's just all this fucking stuff. Speaking of advertising stuff, you know what advertisements I really like? I love the ones that Kevin Smith does on like Smodcast, because. When was that was the first time I ever heard somebody just like in a commercial being like, you know, well, you're gonna fucking buy this because you know this and come all over. I mean, when do you ever hear those words in a commercial?
They have some pretty funny commercials on that. Like, I remember they were talking about like this thing called Fly Grip, which I guess was some kind of like weird little hand thing is strapped to your iPhone, and you could or your handheld device or whatever. And you slap it, you put it on your wrist, and it's kind of like so you can do things hand-free where you still have your phone on you.
So you put it on your wrist, and you kind of have
yeah. And he's all like saying like, we got some background music now. So it's like one of those things he said, he says like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, and I have a fucking child. You know? It's like some of the older episodes of Smodcast. There's one where it's like, hypothetical situation, all right? You're on a boat. You fall in the water. Sharks are circling. As that fucker comes sliding at you, You take off fly grip, slap the adhesive to it, you ride that fucker to the shore. You beach him, you get off, chicks are screaming your name, they're ripping their fucking tops off. Like, what kind of man gut are you? You know, so it's like those kind of ads right there. It's like, I want to buy this thing now.
Well, I think
that works.
I think is, you know, there's that time period where like the ads are like, oh no, but it's like no, just let them have fucking free reign with it, because I think people will sell it better that way than they do trying to, you know, sound cheap and fake and phony.
Fucking Carl's Jr. really needs. That's what inspired the Carl's Senior ad we made. They really need to work on their.
I think it's like for the longest time, ad companies didn't realize it's like it doesn't really matter what you're.
It's insulting.
It's more like. Your commercial can be almost like full on insulting. That still drive more people in lots of times.
I remember they just had some of the commercials they'd have. They just like it was like the one like some dude who looks like he lays plaster for a living, staggers on in, a lot of dark blue, gray tones in this apartment. Just a shithole apartment. Just sits down, plops down the couch. There's like dirty clothes on the couch. He starts eating a cheeseburger, phone starts ringing, he doesn't look, he just keeps on eating, just spilling it all over himself. It's probably like the wife wanting child support, or the fucking landlord, or some shit. It's like, burgers, fries, and Coke. Don't bother me.
I'm fucking eating.
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's like Carl's Jr. There was a time I gave a shit, you know?
That time I was paying.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that music in the background.
Yeah.
The only thing about music, sort of, though, it's like, I like music if I listen to a CD player. I like, if you go to a concert, for some reason, when there's music just kind of playing in the background, I don't know what it is, it's one of the most annoying things.
It is, yeah. It's okay.
This is not so bad because it's filtered.
Yeah.
But, like, if we were actually down in the garage, you'd be like, you know, like, I don't know, I always just think of the times, like, you're playing fucking video games at the house, and somebody jumps on the drum set, you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, why is he on the drum set?
Because there's a girl over and he wants to impress her.
No, there not be a girl over. It's just there's a drum set there and he wants to bang something. Or they get on the guitar and it's like, it's like, yeah. Or even the acoustic guitar. It's like, Jesus, fucking stop. There's nobody here. Nobody wants to hear you. We want to play a fucking video game. There's music in the game for a fucking reason.
Hey, tell you what this song is. Got to find my reason. Just start singing fucking Sublime. Like, God damn it. It's always. There's some douchebag with an acoustic guitar out at a party. It's always fucking Sublime. Under the Bread by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Enter Sandman. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Or any song by Pepper.
But it's one
or Jack Johnson.
Unless I'm paying or I'm there to see somebody play, I don't know what it is. Music's really annoying. And that comes from a person who plays music. I just find that, I don't know what it is. There's just something about, like, people playing instruments is an obnoxious thing.
Oh, they probably don't even know we're recording right now.
No. Now that's not nearly as bad as I say because it's filtered. I don't know how bad it's going to be on the mic. That's just to be there, we guess.
Yeah.
Enough.
If Billy makes it big, it's gonna. Hopefully, we don't have to pay royalties. Like, hey man, you gotta give me fucking royalties. He's Canadian. He's a good guy though.
He's Canadian. He's a good guy. I thought I should add that in there.
We'll give him the accent, but you know. But no, you're just hearing the backtracks of it. There's actually I have his album. It's Billy. You can find it on iTunes probably. Billy Manzik All Together Now. Really good. Check him out. He's kind of like a folkier, kind of upbeat kind of music.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he kind of bluesy too?
Bluesy, folky, upbeat. Really good stuff. I really like him. He's a good dude. Yeah. It's just the thing about living back home at your folks' house for the time being. Almost there though. I'm almost there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Been there multiple times.
Ugh.
But we went and saw Machete today, and that Machete Kills, that is. Mm-hmm. It's just not so it doesn't feel like we went back in time. And it was pretty darn good. I liked it a lot. Good follow-up to regular Machete.
I liked it. I wasn't as blown away. I enjoyed it. It's one of the, I think the first 30 minutes is a little slow because he's dragging around that one guy who had like split personality disorder, and that was just kind of like it didn't really play a heavy part in the movie. It's just kind of there. Mm-hmm. The whole like fact he has a split personality, so it's just kind of like whatever. It just more machete killing. Because for a little while in the movie, he's not doing. He'll like get into a fight. He'll just like shoot one gun or slice one guy's gut, and then he'll like get out of fighting the rest of the people.
Yeah,
and then later,
away.
Yeah, and that's what it is for like a good 30, 40 minutes of the movie, but then it reaches a point where he starts doing more action and more over the top stuff. This one's embracing a lot more of the cheese factor and the comedy aspect of it.
Yeah, it definitely has the sequelness where it's just like, people found this funny, amp that up.
Yeah.
And you know, I think for this type of movie, that's one of the few times it kind of works, because the movie was already kind of based on being sort of an action comedy anyways.
Mm-hmm.
that it's not like it started off as more of a serious movie, and then like they started just going a little bit more of the comedy kind of to a point where it's like it was an action movie, and now it had comedy bits in it, but still an action movie, and then now the sequel's just a full-on action comedy. Where this one's like, it's kind of to be expected. You expect to laugh in a Machete movie.
Yeah.
And it's more like you laugh because just things that get like really fucked up. It's like, oh, look how that guy died.
Yeah.
He got turned inside out.
You get a lot of that, and there's also, but this one was more like literally the whole tongue-in-cheek aspect, which the first one had that, but this one definitely a lot more with people wearing like the 70s kind of space, because eventually this movie takes a sci-fi turn, which the very beginning of the movie,
well, they give you like the Machete Kills again trailer. It's like
space, and they whisper in space. There's this fake trailer. ... Yeah, and there's this fake trailer at the beginning, like, oh, Robert Rodriguez just being funny. But then as the movie goes on, things from that start to build in, and you're like, oh, he's actually building up a trilogy here for this. I mean, I knew there was going to be Machete Kills, but when it's like in space, I was like, oh, this is really happening.
Oh, it really is going that far.
And all the stuff in the trailer kind of leads up to like this being a cliffhanger.
Well, it was kind of cool too, because this movie felt like almost like Machete if it was a 007 movie.
It had kind of like a Roger Moore 007 vibe to it, just aside from the music, because I had kind of like
yeah, that's where the Machete aspect comes.
Yeah.
But like the villains felt kind of like 007 villains.
Well, I mean the music kind of, what I meant to say is the music had that kind of like 007-ish vibe, but had kind of like with a faint Mexican twist to it.
Oh yeah. And then the dun 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 dun.
With like a saxophone. Every time you bring in the saxophone, it kind of, or the not a saxophone, but the horns, it sounds kind of like a 007 type theme.
Yeah, and it also kind of had like a bit of like a 24 feel to it as well. Because one, it had the 24-hour countdown timer.
Yeah.
Two, they had for like right when the 24 thing was like, this feels kind of like a 24 thing. They had like with like there was 3 different shots going on the screen at the same time. And then just kind of sort of the things too where he's like I gotta bring this guy back to the president kind of like deal. There's a bomb gonna go off.
There is still kind of like a parody aspect to the movie, because there's a part like where it gets, because Mel Gibson runs a company that makes like stuff that's basically science fiction, and they're even riding around a little golf cart like deal that looks like the speeder from Star Wars.
Yeah. And
then there's even the part where like Michelle Rodriguez, she gets frozen in carbonite. She's like flipping the bird as she goes down.
Yeah, so it just started. What's kind of cool is like it's just kind of it escalates from like, the first Machete's kind of like that like 70s grindhouse feel, even 80s a bit, and it almost like escalates on this one to like, okay, now we're going off like instead of like grindhouse, let's go off like the sci-fi-ness of like a grindhouse movie in a sense, I guess you could almost say something that's wants to be Star Wars but it's not, or something like that.
Which I understand to a certain degree. I understand going in this, space, whatever. My one thing is the fact that how kind of like there's still some stuff that's kind of like the outfits people are wearing in space, some of the sets. I understand it's to be a grindhouse movie, but certain parts of it look so cheesy. It's like it can look cheesy and still look cool, but that looks a little too cheesy. Just amp it up just a little bit, just a little.
It's funny because some of the stuff in the movie kind of reminds me of like, in a sense, I guess you could say the 90s grindhouse movies or whatever, or a sense just the 90s B flicks, the ones like the straight to video type ones. Like, some of the special effects and stuff like that, that's what it reminds me of. And I don't know if he's going for that look, because that's kind of like an untouched territory at the moment. Because the 90s still hasn't totally come back yet.
Yeah.
We're still could have been like that 70s, 80s as far as movies kind of go. And 80s a bit. It's been more 70s, but there has been some 80s stuff. So maybe he's like, I'm going to fucking go ahead. I'm going to do the 90s thing right now.
That could be it. I'm just, because the outfits when they had like all the investors.
No, I'm not talking about the I'm more talking about the special effects.
Oh, okay, yeah. But you know what I mean, though, when like the kind of like the sets and the outfits the investors were getting into to go in the space.
Yeah, they kind of like this.
It's like I understand the cheese factor, but after a while, it's like I don't want to sound like this guy because I know it's supposed to be cheesy, but it looks like a little bit of an eyesore. Just makes him look a little cooler, do a little something to it,
Yeah, I think it was just supposed to be.
It didn't kill the movie for me. I thought the weapon. I have the guns and the weapons, like the sci-fi stuff that Mel Gibson had.
Well, the weapon's really cool. I think that it's kind of like those ones like, it's fine if we can just keep advancing like this. Whatever. Yeah. We need more movies like that because there's too many like, we want to be as realistic as possible. That was like the problem with a lot of the 2000s movies. And I think that's almost like where the Grindhouse in 2007 was supposed to be, is like, no. A movie's supposed to be more entertaining and have still a slight bit of surrealness in it.
I still think my favorite Robert Rodriguez movie is probably Planet Terror.
Is it?
Planet Terror or Desperado. It's between those two.
I'd probably say, if anything, Desperado. And I think that's just because that's the one, like, I grew up watching that one more than any of the other ones.
And this film even brings in the Desperado and From Dusk Till Dawn, like, crotch gun.
The crotch gun? Yes. Which I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. He made a little nod to that right there.
And then even Tom Savini comes back in this one, which is pretty cool.
Which I was wondering, when's he going to screw them over? It's like, oh, he's changed. Okay.
Oh, he's changed. He's now a priest.
Yeah. I'm guessing there's like a deleted
well, in a
scene.
sense, Tom Savini and the other one, he technically wasn't bad. He was just a man for hire, if you really think about it.
But he was laughing while he nailed Cheech Marin to a cross.
Yeah, you
so
gotta
I'm
love
guess...
your job, I guess.
I'm guessing it was the first one, because for a while it's kind of a standalone movie, but then once you get to the halfway point, it does come in like, no, it is actually a little bit more of a sequel, because more characters come in. Michelle Rodriguez there, like Jessica Alba gets killed off. Not Jessica, it's Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica Alba gets killed.
She gets killed off at the very beginning. Yeah.
And well, America's the first one I saw too. I was like, did she just get shot with a laser gun? Like, no, that could have been a laser gun. And then throughout the whole movie, it was like, and then it kept coming back. I'm like, maybe no, it can't be a laser gun.
Then by the time
you get to the end, it's like, oh, it was a fucking laser gun.
You get to Mel Gibson, and he's like, I have this company. He's like, oh shit, it is leading into this Machete in space stuff.
Yeah, it's like, I think that's actually kind of cool though, because like you just don't expect that. It's almost like by showing that trailer in the beginning, that just kind of makes you go like, oh, it's just a fake trailer thing. Even though I guess by this point you're like, well, fake trailers turn to movies this day and age, so I guess we should expect
Especially
that.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, but for some reason I still didn't expect it. It was just like, oh, he's just acknowledging the Machete Kills again thing.
Mm-hmm. Which I was like, I don't know if he's going to make a third one, but we'll see. And this one definitely... Oh, yep.
This one, leaves off on the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back cliffhanger.
Yeah. And then there's actually something I thought was kind of interesting. There's the character called Chameleon, El Chameleon, and what it is...
It's just a bunch of different actors that take off masks like Mission Impossible style.
Yeah, like this person's such a master of disguise. Opens up with Walter Goggins, who I think was probably my favorite version of the character.
And that character kind of reminded me like the man with the golden gun, because he had the golden gun. He's just going around killing these people. He's hunting them down. I mean, he wasn't taking $1 million per kill, but
is that a Roger Moore one?
Man with the golden gun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and he's going. It starts off with Walter Goggins, and then he takes off a mask. It's Cuba Gooding Jr. Takes off another mask. It's Lady Gaga. Mm-hmm. Then last mask, Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was actually kind of a fun aspect of the movie. Who's he going to turn into next? I was a little disappointed to see. I was hoping he was going to take off his because later his voice changes and you see that it's not Antonio Banderas' voice.
I was hoping he was going to take it off and be somebody like that was not even named.
I thought he was going to take it off. I thought he was going to take it off as be Quentin Tarantino.
That would have been fucking badass.
Or
even Robert Rodriguez himself. But
yeah, but
it's. And then he just gets shot up or something like that.
If he still got shot up, it still would have been like, oh, there's a typical Quentin Tarantino cameo in a Robert Rodriguez movie.
Yeah.
But maybe that character's still alive in some way because Lady Gaga is in the next one, even though that maybe she's just playing a different character.
Yeah.
It's kind of Robert Rodriguez. It's kind of hard to tell because Danny Trejo played 2 different characters in the Desperado trilogy.
Yeah, so sometimes people just come back.
Same with Cheech Marin, which I guess that's a nod to Fistful of Dollars. So
yeah,
Lee Van Cleef and all that changing, playing the good guy and the villain in the next movie.
So yeah, it just throws you off a bit, but I don't know. Overall, I liked it a lot. You know, I had to watch it again and like to know if it was like the moment. I think it was probably almost as good as maybe Machete 1.
Yeah, I don't think it's. Well, here's the thing about Machete 1. I think Machete 1. I think there's some of the parts they try to be funny are a little too much, kind of like it's like there's some parts that are a little just too cheesy for me. It's like the part where there's the 2 dishwashers, like, yeah, we got the call, we got to go in, and then like they're back to back firing machine guns. They look at each other, they nod, they keep firing. I'm like, I know there's Cheese Factor, but there's a time where Cheese Factor goes a little too far, and there's the part where like there's the army of just like all the network.
You guy with like the ice cream like vending thing.
Which that's whatever, but the one that really caught my eye, there's a chick, there's a maid running at people with like with a Swiffer. If you look in the background of the Machete 1, some of that stuff, it's like it didn't kill the movie I still think Machete's 1 is still a good movie. Some of the comedy in it like didn't really work to its effect. I think the comedy in this one works better. Mm-hmm. I think because maybe it's a little bit more like the comedy fits this actual movie a little bit more, where that just seemed a little over the top for the movie itself's over the top, but you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I guess I get to kind of see what you're saying. Like
Machete 1 was
to me, it's like one of those ones like I feel like the over the topness is kind of like what makes the movie a bit like.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is like the movie was over the top, but the comedy in it was a little bit more over like. The over-the-topness came from over-the-top violence and all that kind of stuff. But literally seeing, like, people, like...
Like, there's, like, the point where it goes even farther.
Where I'm not going to say it's like, I was offended or anything, but I know
it's slightly slapsticky.
Yeah, like, I don't know, just the idea of just a maid running with a Swiffer sweeper just attacking people, all that kind of stuff.
I noticed it with both Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino. In the last while, they've kind of made their movies action comedies a lot more. Mm-hmm. Where like before, because you think about it, take like Desperado. That's a pretty serious movie. It's not really like. There's not. I mean, there's funny parts in it, like any movie, but like it's not like it's an action comedy.
Yeah.
You know, even Once Upon a Time in Mexico, it's not necessarily an action comedy. There's funny bits in it, but
yeah.
Or even like like Reservoir Dogs and I think Pulp Fiction have funny stuff, but it doesn't feel like there's as much gags in it as there is, say, even in Django Unchained and Inglourious Basterds, even.
Yeah, I still don't think Django Unchained is a comedy, but there are funnier parts. There's more funny stuff.
What I'm just saying is there's more comedy added into it.
Yeah, and maybe I'm over analyzing a movie called Machete Kills too much, or Machete. I think Machete 1's still better. I just think some of the over the top comedy in it was more over the top than we needed to be. This one though, I think it worked. The over-the-top comedy works fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, overall, it's like, it works for what it is.
Yeah.
I just hope that Machete 3, Machete Kills Again in Space, doesn't take for... Like, I hope he doesn't release, like, a kid's movie in this period of time. We have to wait another, like, 2 or 3 years before it even gets out. That's the only thing I just hope it doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
You know? I just hope that, like, hopefully he has, like, a Matrix, like, 3 where it's like, okay, this is going to come out, like, pretty much when the DVD comes out or the Blu-ray comes out. Or even a Kill Bill Volume 2 type thing.
I'll have to IMDb that right there.
Yeah, I have to look that up, too. Because that never crossed my mind to actually look up if there's going to be a third one.
I think the latest is probably this time next year.
Because I really thought the movie was actually going to be like one of those ones like, oh, maybe they'll just go into space and all that stuff we kind of saw in that trailer. Well, that'll just be the very climatic ending. And it's like, oh, they're really going to go with it. I mean, it's going to be a full-on space opera now.
Because like there's a part in the trailer where you saw that Michelle Rodriguez, her one good eye, had like a little red dot in it. Like, oh.
So now she became like a cyborg or something.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then you actually see her other eye get shot out in this movie.
So you're like, oh, okay, this is where all the stuff's leading up to.
Yeah, exactly. So
one thing I hopefully when this movie comes out, and this one wasn't released by Fox, is because one problem, because I went online, I was like, you know what? Since Machete Kills coming up, they probably finally released a special edition of Machete 1's going to come out, right? Nothing still.
Nothing?
It's just like, there's just that, the regular version that it doesn't even have like an audio commentary track by Robert Rodriguez. All it's got is deleted scenes.
I think what talks are, who the fuck wants to watch this shit?
Well, it's just one of those ones that's just like, Robert Rodriguez movies are probably like some of the best movies for special features, by far.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And Machete's one of those movies like, I would really like to see special features for that movie. More than almost a lot of other movies. And there's nothing. And it's just like...
Maybe that's why he took it away from Fox.
Now, there's probably something going on where it's like,
Because Robert Rodriguez is a very hands-on guy, and he likes, like, you could tell he oversees a lot of the DVD shit.
Well, you could tell, too, that he's, like, one of the guys who, like, is, like, one of the forefront guys of special features.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, all his movies have always had that in it. I mean, he fucking started off with a book right away just telling you how all these things were done.
Even if you don't like Robert Rodriguez, you gotta respect the guy for how much he does, because look at the credits and watch how many times his name pops up. Usually it's kind of like writer, director, maybe executive producer, done. This guy pops up, like, I don't think this movie was written by him, but he came up with the story.
Yeah.
But you looked at, he did there's like 3 names. Re-audio mixing, Robert Rodriguez. Editor,
he was the DP, he was the producer, he's just like every single thing. I mean, sound, music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing, that's why Robert Rodriguez has always been my favorite director. And it's like, technically, it's like, I feel kind of bad in the sense, like, I'm like a top 10 list of my favorite movies. One of his movies probably not on there. But as far as just as like a filmmaker goes, I just think he just, in an overall kind of like person, I think he's just the best by far. Because Steven Spielberg doesn't fucking do all that work. George Lucas doesn't do all that work. Not even Quentin Tarantino does all that work that Robert Rodriguez does. In fact, I can't even really think of another director that does that many different things in one movie. Like, over and over and over again. Because sometimes you get like, oh yeah, in their first movie they did all this stuff. But the second that they get like that, it's like, well, I just kick back now and write it and direct it and, play golf by 3 in the afternoon. Fucking. But he's the one that still, guys, like, you still see it's like, he still does so much work on just one movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing, it's like, I can't even think of a director that comes close, probably, to somebody who does just as much work as that. You're lucky if you get somebody who maybe does 3 or 4 jobs. Like, Kevin Smith's probably the next closest one, because he writes, directs, and edits.
He goes out and advertises it himself. Really.
Yeah, he goes out and advertises it himself.
He produces his stuff.
Oh, he produces.
Which I want to see is, have you heard about, he's actually making Tusk into a movie.
Uh-huh. He keeps talking about that. That sounds bad. I can't wait for that.
For those of you who don't know, he was going to go off and he was going to make Hit Somebody into a TV miniseries. He was going to make Clerks 3, but then he read this article, and he read the whole article on Smodcast, and it's about the actual movie
And it's based on the movie's based on an actual real article.
The movie's generally about a guy who he goes to see a guy to become like his lodge mate, but then he ends up getting knocked out, and he's actually sewing this dude into a walrus outfit. He said he's gonna be filming it sometime this month. So it's good that's moving along, you know. But no, the actual thing is like the actual story is the guy was paying people. Like, he's actually not pay people.
No, he's giving them free rent, but they got to put on this walrus suit for like an hour a day or something like that.
Because he was good friends with the walrus on this island.
For 7 years.
And he's having trouble, like, yeah, getting over it.
No, I can't. The Tuss sounds badass. I remember because he said something. He's like, we might need some PAs. So I was like, fucking, like, sign me up for that. I'll be there. I'll be your personal assistant.
You could have Jay Muse's old job. He unzips his pants. That's what Jay did during Clerks.
Yeah.
No, I love Jason Mewes, but yeah, so.
By now, I don't know.
I'm sure he's made that joke by now.
Yeah. But Machete Kills, I can't wait for Machete Kills again. Gotta figure out when the next one comes out. Yeah, it's gonna be fucking badass. Space.
Hopefully,
Machete lightsabers.
Yeah. Well, I dug it. I'm looking forward to the next one.
And then you never know who's gonna be the next one too. It's like that's kind of the cool thing about these Machete movies. It just has this huge cast of people.
They always surprise you with 1 or 2 people. Like, oh shit, he's in it. How about that?
And the coolest part, one of the coolest parts was Charlie Sheen was president. That was fucking badass.
Yeah.
He even had like the most like Charlie Sheen moment, like when the phone call rang at like his bedroom, and a girl picked it up, passed it to another girl, passed it to another girl, passed it to Charlie Sheen. He's like,
this is the president. He's like, I defended, like, I says, like, what was it, like, I put up a wall, I made pot legal, and I defended the Second Amendment with a vengeance. He
holds a gun up.
His, like, posters him holding, like an M16 or some shit.
I also like the way he talks. It's just, like, he kind of has, like, a little bit of slang thrown into, like, you just never hear a president talk that way. Like, listen to me, man.
He says that, yeah. Like, when they're, like, going Machete after he saves the day, he says, like, whoa, get off, he just saved our shit.
Yeah. You know, yeah, and everybody was pretty badass in it. And even though like people like Cuba Gooding Jr. and stuff only had like a short part, they were pretty sweet.
Walter Goggins was probably, I mean, he was probably my favorite one, but the rest of them did a good job with it, yeah.
Well, it seems like probably a good place to wrap this on up. Check out oldmanorange.com for all kinds of free, funny stuff. Until then, I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
And send us an email. I'm Ryan Dunigan.
And we will see you some other time.